Hey there, YouTube, and welcome back to General Games, Solar the ARK. All maps, all bosses, all alpha, hardcore. Dang, he looks so cool. She. So I'm hot on the end of another episode where I basically just did a metal run and briefly talked about my mods. This is from the best egg maker one. What you do is you throw in an egg and you can make it the best egg, where it will register the parents of the egg if they're in range, and it will pull the best stats between them for that one. It's not a selective one, it will grab all of them. So that's why I have Upgrade My Dino mod, which is one that I haven't made the table for yet. But it's basically this for dinosaur eggs. Yeah, it's actually almost exactly that. What it will do is you can level up the dinosaur, and you can go in and you can, instead of just adding the stats, you will move it from one to another. So Super Spyglass mod will tell me what the breakdown it is. The raptor has 39 natural points in weight. I could take one of those, I could make a thing, and it will eat it, and it will move one of those ones to somewhere else. They have to do very specific ones, like, I want to specifically move stamina to strength, or weight to oxygen, for whatever. You have to do specific ones. And they don't all cost the same. The ones that go to health or melee, you make it all with Kibble, and some other stuff, depending on what it is. But if you're moving stats, if you're making any of the stuff of X stat to strength or health, well, melee damage or health, it takes superior Kibble. Which is why I also have, I haven't made one yet because it hasn't been relevant. Hold on, K-I-B-B. Kibble Workbench. This will allow me to take eggs of, it will make any Kibble that's been released in the game up to this, to when he added in the Kibble thing. I don't think he's updated it. Honestly, haven't checked because I don't care. It's got the basic ones and that's what I really wanted. If you take an egg of the tier for making a Kibble, like basic Kibble all the way up to superior, you just need that egg. You don't need all the other stuff that goes in with making the Kibble, you literally need just the egg. So, the Upgrade My Dino mod one runs off of Kibble, and the superior one will cover for literally everything. You use the Kibble Workbench to make a crap ton of cheap superior Kibble, you upgrade your dinosaurs, you go and you fight stuff with stuff that's absolutely ridiculous. That was the chain of events for how, I had started doing it when I started doing my ARK videos. But then I found this one. The Tameable, Rideable, Elite Alpha mod, or whatever, I don't know what it does. It makes them way stupid. These things are way stupid strong in the first place. And the fact that, I've got the stats on the tamed animals slightly more buff, I don't think I really need to mess around with it. We'll find out after my very first boss fight, though. Okay, why am I holding all these eggs? I don't know. I get concerned about you when you're that 12 tons on a flying animal. That scares the bejesus out of me just to think about it. Alright. Right. I wanted to look into fixing these. Fuck it. Still waiting on my hair. That's what we're doing. We're waiting on the hair, and I also need to look into... I need to look into making saddles. Which is going to take a lot of... I need fiber. I need to get a Therizinosaurus. That's all I need to do. Maybe that's what we'll do today. I'll go get a Theri. Am I actually recording? I never checked that. There it is. Yes, I am. Okay, cool. What do you use to tame a Theri with? It's just berries, isn't it? Isn't it? And what? I just have regular Tranq arrows. Why don't I... Why haven't I... Hey. Do I have any of those? I got purple. Let's make a couple blues. So why not? Why not? We're right here. $50. So that would be like if I want to one-shot a Giga. So here's one thing I don't quite really understand. Tranq arrow. It's 1 narcotic per. I can make... It takes 50 to make one of these. No, that's actually exactly how the math works. I just have a shit ton of narcotics. Okay, so the cost is basically the same, it just makes it so you condense it all, kind of like Stackle mod. Okay. So basically, if it's gonna take less than 50 arrows with a 680% crossbow, don't use these ones. So let's try blues. That's gonna be a while. We're gonna go find one. Do I have any berries? That'd be chicken out, wouldn't it? Why do you have leech blood? I have not played this in forever. Okay. Let's go find a fairy. Where is the best place for me to find them? You know what I just realized? Fairies don't spawn Herbivore Island or Carno Island. That's a tech. Don't know what I want. That one. I missed. How did I miss? Okay, you know what? Stop. Land. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't want to do that, but whatever. So I tend to see a couple down here. Sometimes. You are so fast, my word. Sometimes over here. Five. I also tend to see them over on, what I call it, Metal Mountain. Generally, for me, they show up at, like, the worst times. Oh god, you know what? I think they added in an Elite Alpha Fairy. Or, like, had plans to or something. I honestly don't remember. But I remember once reading, who they were planning to add in, and I saw one of the dinosaurs, I was like, what? No way. And I got so excited for it, and now I can't remember what it was. I also don't remember. Where the heck am I? I gotta turn around. There's Metal Mountain. Okay. Pretty sure this is it anyway. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time looking for one. Most shops. Yeah, so, I was talking about in the last one how most shops are sometimes a pain to tame. Like, what do you want? Honeybee. Giant honeybee. Giant bee honey. Excuse me. That stuff is a pain to get. I'll be completely transparent. I've never even once gathered it. Not even once. What do you want? Rare mushrooms. You can actually kind of gather that ish. Raw prime fish meat. What? Really? Raw prime fish meat. If you can find... I think Megalodons drop that? Megalodon. Would you kill a Megalodon for a Moe's chops? I wouldn't. Especially not that early. When a Moe's chops would actually be useful. I love early game Moe's chops. If I can manage to find one that I can tame, I'm so excited. So before I started actually changing the stats to make my tames even stronger than regular, like, I can't remember if it's affiliated stat or something or other. It's the one where they get bonus stuff because you just tamed them. I think for the weight on my tames, they get like a +5, and their health is a ×3, and something damage. I don't know. I made it so I don't really... I'm cheesing, okay? I am cheesing the crap out of this because I'm trying to get through it as quickly as possible, and I'm still kind of doing a bit of a process. Before I started to do that with my dinosaurs, I was doing a game where I got a Moe's chops, and I woke up and he was right there. I was like, oh, you want some mojo berries? Yes! And I fed in the mojo berries, because at that time I had just made it so that it was like a ×4 tame speed. So, specifically, so I could get Moe's chops. And it was the first one I got after I did that. Why did I stop right here? So, I got this thing. I was at, like, level 1. And I was doing... Yeah, I was playing on the island. I was on the southern shores. Because I always spawn down there. It's just, like, you gotta die if you don't. I'm not that good. I know there's pros that can do that and survive, and good for them. I haven't put 10,000 hours into ARK. I just kind of play it passively. So I was just kind of cruising around with that thing, and it was just getting... I was just running around killing stuff on it, because they are actually surprisingly good in combat when you're on them. Like, I ended up taking down a couple of Triceratops. So, like, it was like a 250 level by that point, versus a 150 Triceratops. And it actually did pretty darn well. And ever since then, I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna go get Moe's chops immediately. If I don't get one easy, I get bored with the playthrough very quickly, just because of how nuts they are. And they're great for seed berry gathering. They can grind up the berries to make seeds. They're great at harvesting fiber. Holy lord, they're an incredible early game fiber harvester. Fairies outdo them. You just have to find them. I'm not seeming to have much luck right now. dark. What is another spot that I see them a lot? Very dark. All the way over there. Right around here I tend to see at least one. Or like here-ish. Yep. Basically I just kinda wanna circle the redwoods and I'll probably see one. Am I going the right way? Yeah, that way. I hate the fog effect. I really do. When you get the fog effect underwater, you know it's a problem. This game is hard enough to kind of navigate at night anyway. This is for like a really bright setting I've got on right now. This is just a touch lighter than it's supposed to be. This game without a light source is ridiculously dark. It's almost completely pitch black. I hate it. I know it's part of the survival aspect of it, but that's a touch too far in my opinion. This game's already ridiculously hard without being able to see jack diddly squat at night. Okay, so that over there is my base. I just ran through their funny little thing. Okay, I know where I am now. I don't... Pretty much from the moment I can get a flyer, I'm in the skies. I don't often run around on the ground. I get lost easily. The tree coverage is nuts. And I just haven't put enough time into the game to constantly recognize exactly where I am all the time. Plus, it's been a hot minute. I mean, this ravine I obviously have memorized quite well because it goes out to Cardinal Island. This whole getting disoriented thing is going to get even worse. In Scorched Earth, I played that way less than I have the island. I've put most of my time into the island. I played Scorched Earth a little bit. I did Aberration on a playthrough where I pretty much just cheat-coded in everything. I'm going to get so lost in that area. Oh god. That map is going to be terrible for me. I've played a couple hours on Extinction. I have an idea of where I want to set up a base, but I'm definitely willing to put it somewhere else. I've played a very little bit on Ragnarok. Oh, I think of all the other maps, Ragnarok and Crystal Island. I love the Crystal Island map. Those two I've put the most time into outside of the island. I haven't seen I don't think I've seen a single one. I might have gone past it. So, his cruising speed is just a touch slower, I think, than an Argent's sprinting speed, but his sprinting speed is just like, what the f*** is this? This is too fast. I know I'm complaining about everything. I can't be perfect, but... Like, what I meant was, I'm mocking myself for being too picky. That's what I was trying to say. It's just... Well, honestly, this isn't terribly bad. It does let me look. But the thing is, it's not like they're small. They stick out pretty well once they spawn. The problem is they don't have like a specific spawn area. They can kind of spawn damn near anywhere. So they compete with like the Dino in area counter or something. I don't know exactly how spawns work. Not 100%. I do know that Gigas, you can only have 3 on a map at the time, I think, or is that the Titano? Might be both. But beyond that, it's... Never really looked into it. I understand that for some people, learning into exactly how specific things about the game work makes it easier for you. Like, I guess learning how spawn rates work could, in theory, help a lot. Like, oh yeah, they spawn specifically. These are their exact spawn points. They can only spawn under these conditions. Da 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 da. I don't want to do that. I know that Cardo Island is a good place to go if you want to get some form of carnivore. You just keep going around killing stuff until a decent one that you want spawns. Which, depending on how you're playing, can take quite a while. That's why I have custom dinos, custom dino levels, upgrade my dino. Randomness, I have very bad luck. Very bad luck. Statistically speaking, I actually have terrible luck. I used to play World of Warcraft. I've probably talked about this more than once. This is just an example. Played World of Warcraft, Azkaban Citadel raid. If you ever played it, the Azkaban Citadel raid was, in my opinion, one of the coolest ones I've ever run across. The first boss was a giant skeleton guy. I can't remember his name. But heroic 25 man, or it might have been just 25 man. He dropped this really cool axe, and I mean, it looked awesome. The guild that I was in was raiding that. I think about 3 months after ICC came out. We were we weren't near the top of our server, but we were a pretty decent raiding guild. And when I was pretty much at the top of their raiding group. My tank was one of the off tanks for a long time. Or I did pretty decent DPS if needed. Actually, I think I became one of the top DPS for a while. I don't remember. It was so long ago. And that axe never dropped for me. Ever. I think it wasn't until like 3 expansions later that I finally actually got one. And I would clear that raid every single freaking week just for some money. And I do say I because by the time that many expansions out, you could solo heroic 25 raids from ICC. And I would do it every week, and I think I made like 1,000 gold. Which by that point wasn't that much, but it took me like 25 minutes. And I wanted that axe. And when I finally got it, everyone in my guild's Discord chat cheered. They knew I'd been after it for so long. Oh, what am I doing again? I'm looking for a Therizinosaur. Okay. Yeah, I guess this is going to be the last 2 videos. It's just going to be chitter-chattering and just kind of losing it. I'm stopping because I just had a, well, wait a minute moment. I could also just go and just tame on most jobs. I know I said the theories are technically better at it. They are. The amount of stuff that they can gather quickly is incredible, and they're just as versatile as the most jobs is. And they don't die. It's not like that'd be a problem for me at this point, anyway. I just don't want to take the time to keep running around trying to find one. Yes, I'm being impatient. Sue me. So let's just find the most jobs. And, get it. There you go, there's one. No, it's a frog, never mind. Yeah, I do see them around here pretty frequently. They tend to spawn a lot in the lower region. So once you cross the river, you don't see them as much. Oh, okay, yeah, I guess they're just mostly on the coast and riverbanks. Kidding me now, I'm not finding one. I've tamed so many right underneath that waterfall before. And by that I mean the one way in there. I don't know if that's part of the regular spawn or not, but I thought they tend to spawn like all over the place down here. Because I've emergency tamed so many most shops in the time that I played ARK. Hello, Rexy. Should probably kill a couple of those guys. I need their arms. Where the blinkety blink are all the blinkety dinks? Is it because they die so quickly? There's raptors everywhere? I do need to kill some of you guys. I'm not going to kill the Rex because if I want to, I can just go farm Carno Island. Spinos are a bit trickier because they don't spawn on Carno Island. Which I'm slightly salty about, but then where would they spawn? They like hanging out in the water. But it's not like they're a very common spawn out on the island anyway. Okay, the fact that I haven't seen any is starting to bug me, because now I know I'm deep into where they can spawn. In fact, the other day, like 3 weeks ago, I was trying to play a little bit of Primal Fear mod, and I didn't see any toxic tier creatures until I had run all the way to down here, from where I started even in these videos. Because like I said, I almost always spawn there. I like that little alcove. There we go, there's one. Couple of them, that's good. What do you want? You want mojo berries? Cool, I have those. Mine. What do I want to name you? Yeah, you're gonna be a Cheeto. Options. Change name. That's probably not how you spell Cheeto. That's what I'm going for. We're gonna change your ally looking. And then we're gonna try to... I'm bad at this. He is so fast like this. There we go. Okay. I got a fiber gatherer. Yeehaw. I recognize that I am holding a scythe in my inventory bar. Leave me alone. I completely forgot about that. Like I said, it's been a long time. I don't really remember what I have for inventory. I should probably go through my stuff. I do have a checklist on my computer of what I have outside of it for, the boss fights. I generally try to take care of that after the last videos, but again, I don't really know what I stinking have and what takes what, because I'm bad at this game. No, I just play casually enough that I don't remember everything all the time. There's a lot to remember about the game. It's a big game. Where you think you're going. Wow. Back up. Thank you. I should go check that. We're gonna park you over here. We're gonna go check that real fast. Because it's a yellow drop. Yellow drops are usually pretty darn good. Keyword on this is usually. Mastercraft daily suit. Well, boots. It's not bad. That I don't care about. Why do I care about the ghillie stuff? They're organic polymer. When I break that down, that's gonna give me a bunch. I'm looking at the wrong one. Make sure there's nothing else in here I don't want to break down. I have a lot of hide. Okay, not nearly as much as I thought it would have. Huh. Alright. Still waiting on hair. This is agonizing. I might have actually raised, like, possibly 3 of them if I had the materials by now. Why do I keep picking up the eggs? I'm actually not 100% sure. I think there's a potion that I can make somewhere that requires... Oh no! I don't have that mod on for this one. Ha. Okay, so there's a mod, 2 mods actually, that I play with a lot. One is a, full... It makes the dinosaur fully grown. Just done. And another one gives him full imprinting. But I didn't start the series with those on because I hadn't found it. So... we're just gonna go without. Which is why I'm trying to make the nanny. Which takes my hair. Which is one of those ones that I find a little ridiculous. Because... you can't really get obsidian early on. It's tricky. For me, at least. Again, I'm not the best. How long have I been going with this? Okay, so we're close to calling for the video. Could have to make a couple more anyway. Yay. Did I already make them the best eggs? Where are they anyway? Where are those eggs right now anyway? You got it, right? Do. Okay. And then you click on it. And you see? That one's not really going to do anything apparently. But this one will make a... no difference. Oh, okay, so this one will have... this one had the worst melee step between the 2 parents. It will give it the best one. Same thing with the rest. And it will increase its overall level as well, apparently. Make best egg. Yay. It's a really cool mod. This thing I haven't really messed around with Ignite a lot. I think you're supposed to look at individual ones. I don't know how this thing works. If I remember correctly, it's supposed to be something about, changing temperatures or stuff in these things. I honestly do not know how the egg incubator works. I really don't. See, I know that there's... I don't know what any of this really does. I just know that I put it in, it's supposed to, like, automatically make it at the right temperatures or whatever, and then you go, you look at it when you want it to come out, and you hit... I think you're supposed to hit the inventory button or something or other, but I don't want to do that yet, because I don't want the little bugger coming out. So you're just gonna stay there. So basically, I'm just gonna use this as the little egg storage without them rotting. Oh, there we go, right there. I need to make you the best egg first. Yeah, there we go. So how long until you're ready? 1 minute. Okay then. Stop looking at me, it creeps me out. back. Behavior. There we go. Okay, Perry. Fiber, hide, and thatch? Is that what it takes to make a raptor saddle? You know, this is R.A.P. Wood. Okay. Fiber, hide, and wood. How much wood do I have? Really? Okay. So, apparently I need to go gather me some wood. Because I'm getting ready. Oh. Okay. Did I mention it's been a while since I've recorded? I had it there. Right there. The great thing is the way I came around the corner, and because I never turned off his alley look, he just looked at me like, what the hell? Oh, shit. Well, there's all the fiber that I need, pretty much. You already had a get this on my fucking wood. Yeah, I probably should have looked at my stuff a little bit before I started recording these videos. Ah, shit. Oh, man. Can't believe I did that. Okay, you're gonna take forever, aren't you? Give me some of these. Get off and follow. Take some of these fibers too, actually. What do you mean I'm hot? Yep. Wrong button. No, wrong button. Okay, fibers and hide. Hide is the next thing. Didn't I already do this with you guys? Are you guys in Ascendance? 167. 167. So, do I have a blueprint of that? How did they both end up with 167? We're doing it ourselves. Okay. How'd they both have 167 of that armor, saddle? I did make one. Okay. Ow! I did. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'm literally just waiting on the hair right now, aren't I? Yep. Okay, so that's full now. That's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem. I might actually have to start making storage boxes. Oh no, storage boxes, how terrible. Yeah, well, this is frustrating. I don't want to start raising them without the nanny, but I get it. Come on, I just need like one more. Damn it. Alright. I could go get a Uteremus, because there's one thing that I can't knockout tame, it's a Basilosaurus. I don't know if I want to do that, because mantas are assholes. But doing the underwater caves is a lot easier when you're not getting knocked off every 30 seconds because of an eel or a jellyfish. If I get knocked off because of a jellyfish, that's pretty much going through that cave. Gotta get a Basilosaurus. Okay. How close are you to guys being done? I'll wait a couple seconds. Dang, that's gone through that pretty quick. How long is this video already? Oh, okay. Well, that's all, guys. We didn't really get anything done. Yeah. See you on the next one.